Bonjour, today is Saturday, October 7th, 2023, and I am here at my happy place, Algonquin Park, yet again. I'm here for 2 nights. Tonight I am at Provoking Lake spot number 10, which is a brand new spot for me. And then Sunday night I have to move to Provoking 6, also a brand new spot for me. The same spot was not available 2 nights in a row. That's totally fine because it is not a long hike in. There was some rain on the way up. There is a chance of more rain, and that is totally fine. I've really prepared myself, which, yes, it requires preparing on my part. I've prepared myself that I'm going to have a nice, chill weekend. Paddle around the lake, do some reading, have a fire. I will possibly do some hikes around Provoking Lake, but basically, a chill weekend. So I'm going to change my shoes and get on the trail. Okay, so my bag is super heavy. There are many good reasons for that. I have enclosed my Alpacka Packraft into a heavy-duty dry bag, which is not light. I have brought a tarp to set up a dry area to hang out in case it should rain, which it very well might. I have brought extra food because it's Thanksgiving and I'm going to eat extra food. I have brought an umbrella in case I want to go for a hike in the rain. I have brought an extra toiletries bag, just because if I want to sit around in my tent and file my nails or clip my toenails or whatever, then I'm going to do that because it's all about relaxing this weekend, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. So it's a super short hike in and I'll be fine. But it does boggle my mind when I did the Ozark Highlands Trail, the first attempt back in 2019. Yeah, my pack was a similar weight and I was going to hike. Anyway, it was way too heavy, and hence why I was going so slow, and hence why I didn't finish on that first attempt. Anywho, so it's a 5.6 kilometer hike to my camp spot. Let's get going. This is a fantastic site. These look like brand new benches, and look at that view. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Site number 9 is right there, right beside. Yep, easy water access for my alpaca raft. Ooh, it's gonna be fun. So that's pretty unusual. I have never seen a thunderbox with a shelter before, but that's cool, especially if it does rain over these. Oh, I'm only here for 1 night. Especially if it does rain during the 1 night that I'm here. Yeah, so it did sprinkle for a couple of seconds, very lightly, on the very short hike in. The hike in was only 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I've got lots of time to enjoy this space, but I am going to set up the tarp first, just in case it does rain again. Obviously, it's nice and sunny right now, which is amazing, but just in case. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So, in case you're wondering how I set that tarp up, please watch my video where I did the tarpology workshop with Pine Martin. Yeah, it's a great system, an easy system. And yeah, you can learn it too. And also you should check out his channel, Pine Martin's YouTube channel. He is an outdoors expert, everything outdoors, crownland camping, winter camping, you know, setting up a tarp, honestly, everything outdoors. So yeah, check out his channel as well. And if you're watching, Martin, hello. It is 3:15, so I'm going to now set up my tent. So this is the original bag that the Alpacka raft came in, and because I carry it on the outside of my pack, yeah, when I saw this tear, I was like, oh, I don't want anything to happen to my raft. So it's much better protected. This is super thick in this dry bag. And at the bottom of the dry bag, I keep the tent footprint, which I bought as a dedicated ground cover for packing up the Alpacka raft. I set up my little food prep and cook area underneath the tarp. I rolled that massive rock over and that piece of wood, and yeah, it's a nice little setup. So I have been paddling like heck against the wind, trying to beat that storm that's coming. So it's just started to rain very lightly. Anyway, I can see my camp, so I gotta hurry up. Whew, that was intense. Yeah, it was starting to really pelt, and it was so windy, and I'm going, of course, against the wind. And anyway, I can see my camp, but it was still really far away. Anyway, the rain has stopped and I didn't get too wet. Oh yeah, and like before I left, I had this in my pocket and I was like, do I need to take that? And I was like, oh, I'll just take it. So I'm super glad I did, because I've been drying off my jacket so that it doesn't seep in. This is a down jacket. Anywho, let's get back to camp and eat. I'm super hungry. All right, it is 6 o'clock. That was my longest paddle ever. It was an hour and a half. And I didn't get that wet. My pants are a little wet. My socks are a little wet. But I am just suddenly chilled. So, well, the sun is setting as well. So I'm going to change into my merino wool long johns and then make dinner. All right, way better. I am nice and warm now. I hear some voices. I think I have a neighbor now. Anywho, yeah, time to eat. It is 6:53, and I'm back inside my tent to eat my dinner. This is a massive dinner. It's so heavy. But if I can't finish it, I can just reseal it. And, I don't know, have it for breakfast. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to eat it in my tent because my toes are cold. And the sunset is way over there. So, yeah. I think I'll probably just be hanging out in my tent for the rest of the night, but we'll see. Anyway, let's try this. Looks good. Smells good. And tastes great. I also brought along my homemade hot sauce, and I have like salt and pepper, but nope, I think it's just fine the way it is. So this is great. So I have my phone on the selfie stick stand. So what I do when I'm in my tent is, like before I come camping, I download some YouTube videos, and then yeah, I just lay back and watch them from there. So it's really comfortable. Yeah, it's like a little, whatever, a stand, like a TV stand. Anyway, I'm going to eat my dinner. I will check back in soon. All right, it is 8 o'clock. It is pitch black outside. I finished the whole meal and had dessert, a Kit Kat bar. Yeah, so I'm just going to listen to my audiobook. I am currently listening to a book called Through Painted Deserts by Donald Miller. It's a true story. It's like a memoir, a travel memoir. Him and his friend Paul do like this road trip through the U.S. They do a hike of the Grand Canyon. It's good. So I'll listen to that for a bit, go to sleep. And yeah, I'm sure I'll be up early in the morning. I'd like to do a hike around Provoking Lake tomorrow. Just like a day hike. I'll leave my camp as it is, and I won't have all that weight on my back. And yeah, and then I guess I'll have to pack up and move to the next camp spot, which is Provoking 6. This is 10. All right. See you in the morning. Good morning. It is 4:30. I told you I wake up early. It's 4:30. It's 6 degrees. Yeah, it's been sprinkling on and off through the night and this morning, so that's fine. I'm also wondering, so even though it showed online that spot number 9 was reserved, nobody showed up. This is just so common. So I'm wondering if anyone's going to show up to this site. I kind of don't want to move sites, so I think I'm going to wait it out, and if someone shows up, I'll move, and if they don't, I won't. So, yeah, time to make some coffee. So it is 5:30 and I'm just sitting here in my tent, sipping on my coffee and listening to my audiobook. And it's funny because, when you wake up and it's chilly out, you kind of have to gather your courage to get out of bed and go answer nature's call. But, as soon as I threw on this is a down jacket I bought a couple of weeks ago from Decathlon for like $100 or something. And it folds up into a little sack that it comes with. As soon as I put that on, I was warm. I've said this in previous videos, but a few years ago, I read an article and it was about Norway, and there's a Norwegian saying, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. And just reading that simple sentence basically changed my life. It's so true. And so that's all. Even though it's going to get down to 1 degree tonight, and it's calling for snow starting from 7 p.m., a chance of snow. So that's cool. And even though I'm just waiting for it to get a little lighter out so I can maybe walk around or even go for a paddle, I'm having such a good time just hanging out in my tent. I've thought to myself, like, what is it that I'm enjoying, like hanging out in this little space? And it's probably, something that goes back to childhood. Like, it's like a little fort. It's just neat. It's different. It's fun. But I think it's also just there's just in the background, there's this constant satisfaction of knowing that you can survive out here with so little. I carried all of this on my back, and I'm able to be out here and enjoy the outdoors rather than be in my apartment for the weekend. So, yeah, there's that. Also, I was contacted a while ago by a company that asked me if I would try out their product. The product is this Ocoopa hand warmer. So that's one of the reasons, actually, in addition to the items that I mentioned that were extra in my backpack that made it heavy. I do that, by the way. As soon as I reduce the weight of my backpack by any amount, I'm like, oh, I've got room for more stuff then. And I just load it back up. Anyway, so they sent me this, but it was too warm to use it. So I brought it this time, and it's great. I've just been holding it, and it's kind of comforting. I'll certainly probably use it tonight. Yeah, it's nice and warm. So yeah, I'll be curious to see how long it lasts. The only thing I would say is, it's heavy. I mean, it's heavy for its size. So it's not something I'd bring on a summer backpacking trip or a long-term backpacking trip. But I'm certainly glad to have it right now. The other item that I brought is my large BioLite that I normally keep in my car. I've been meaning to buy a smaller one so that I can bring it on longer backpacking trips. I've tried just I took it off. I've tried just hanging my headlamp as a light, but that is a directed light. The BioLite diffuses the light, and it's lights up the whole tent, and so I will eventually invest in a smaller BioLite for camping. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm really enjoying myself. Yeah. Okay, that's all for now. I finished my book, took a half an hour nap, which is amazing after that much coffee. And now I'm going to go for a morning paddle to see what we can of the sunrise through this thick cloud cover. So there is a lot of wet mist rolling across the water, mostly over there. I'm not feeling it, but nevertheless, that can shift at any moment. So I'm just going to take a really quick paddle. I'm going to go in the direction of the voices I heard last night. Nosy Parker strikes again, and just see if I can see where the campers have arrived. Yeah, okay. Yep, I've got a tiny, tiny little leak. It's extremely small. I saw it before I left, which is also why I'm not going to go. I mean, I could go far, but I should repair it before I make it any worse. I have a repair kit with me. Yeah. Anyway, the other campers are on the island over there, so they must have canoed in, and they spotted me before I spotted them. So we said good morning. That was nice. All right, more paddling. So that was just a quick 40-minute paddle. I'm back at my camp spot. I am going to make another coffee and start a new audiobook and just hang out in my tent for a little bit. Yeah. This is really nice, this whole relaxing thing. So it is 8:30 and I'm just sitting here in my tent, looking outside and sipping my coffee and just enjoying the space and the peace. Yeah, so I'll check back in with you later. It is 20 after 12 and it has not stopped raining. I've been in my tent the whole time since whenever I last made a video clip. And so I finished Through Painted Deserts and I have started Lost in the Valley of Death. And I'm gonna have to leave the tent soon because I hear nature calling. Anyway, yeah, this is the most sedentary I have been in possibly my whole life. So yes, I've got a couple of leaks along the seam near the opening, like the door of the tent. So it's easy to maintain. So I've inspected the rest of the tent. That's the only spot, but it's, you know, it accumulates quickly. And before I realized it, the bottom of my sleeping bag got wet. So I'm actually using my Ocoopa hand warmer and I'm placing it on the wet spot. You can see the steam coming up. It's doing a great job of drying it, you know, because it's not sopping wet, obviously. It's just a little bit wet. So another use for the Ocoopa hand warmer is, yeah, like a clothes dryer. So I'm just going to have to keep my eye on that and move the hand warmer around to, like, you can literally see the shape of the hand warmer, the dry spot, and then I move it to a new spot. Oh, gives me something to do during this lackadaisical day. Yeah. That's it. It's snowing. Holy guacamole. I don't know where this is coming from. I've checked the bottom for like holes. There's nothing, but what the heck is going on? Clearly, oh my God. Like, what the heck? Oh. I don't get it. I have checked and checked. And I have a ground mat under there. Like, where is this moisture coming from? Oh my God. And so I'm an hour and 20 minutes from my car. Obviously, I can just pack up and go. But like, yeah, I'm gonna be packing up a lot of moisture with me. It's like, it's not even snow, it's like clumps of frozen water. I just don't understand. The leak in the tent, I really don't care about. No big deal. Not the first person to have a leaky tent. And the bottom of my sleeping bag is not sopping wet, but when I first checked it and saw that there was moisture there, I thought, well, maybe it was just the leak from the tent, that leak. So I wiped it down. Again, it wasn't sopping wet, just damp. So put it back. And then I kept checking it and it was like glistening again. So I wiped it again. No, there's definitely moisture coming in. I'm telling you, I just cannot figure out from where, like, or how. Oh my God. What do I do? This sucks. One more thing. Also, this is a down sleeping bag. So, a wet synthetic bag will still keep you warm. A wet down bag will not. And that moisture's on the bottom, and I do have my ground mat between me and the bottom of the sleeping bag, but will it, seep up through the night? And oh my God, I just can't believe this. What am I going to do? Am I going to pack up or stay? I don't know. Me again. So it's funny because I had a viewer ask me if this tent is waterproof, like after my last video. And I was like, well, I don't believe in waterproof, but yes, I have used this many times in the rain, which I have. Even when I first bought it on the Nepisiguit Micmac Trail, yeah, I set it up in the rain. I slept in the rain. Like it's been great. I guess I should Google, like, is it possible to have like, microscopic hole? But I mean, there'd be a lot of microscopic holes. There's a lot of moisture seeping in. Like, I'm wiping it down, my sleeping bag down, sitting back on it, waiting a couple of minutes, then checking again, and it's fully like shiny and wet again. So I guess it's not waterproof anymore. Oh my God. So it's 2:00. So I do, I basically need to make a decision before, it gets dark. So I've got lots of time to pack up and get to my car before dark. I just have to make a decision. Oh man, I'm so upset. It's 2:30, it's 4 degrees. I'm gonna start packing up. All right, I've moved everything under the tarp And now I'll pack up the tent first and then the Alpacka Packraft. Yeah, it is still snowing away. I'm dreaming of a white Thanksgiving. Oh my God, you scared me. Okay, I am all packed up and ready to go. And the next camper's here. And I have broken the protective cover of the lens of my phone. So anyway, let's go. It's quarter to 4, I think. Okay. Stopped in Barrie and slept in my car at the en route. 1 hour left, let's go. All right, so it is 6:18 in the morning. I've just arrived home. I just wanted to have a little bit of a debrief. I considered not publishing this video, but no, I think it's good to show our fails. And I don't consider this weekend a fail. It was still an experience. And yeah, I'm going to learn some things from this experience. So that Outbound 2-person youth tent, yes, it states on the packaging, it is water resistant. You know, I kind of don't understand, like, why do we even sleep in a tent? We sleep in a tent when weather is unfavorable. If it's really nice weather, we could cowboy camp, and that is preferable. But yeah, you sleep in a tent when you need protection from the elements. So if a tent isn't waterproof, what is the point of it? Having said that, it is pretty waterproof. I mean, it rained hard for a long time, and it was good for a long time. However, yes, it is not waterproof. So what do? Throw it out? I'm so hesitant to do that because I'm just adding to the overflowing garbage pail that is our earth. So I need to give that more thought. Even this air mattress that I'm sitting on, I dug this out of my camping gear from downstairs to test it out so that I could offer it to guests as a guest bed since I don't own a bed. There was a hole in it. I repaired the hole. There's still a leak in it. I don't know where it is. But so does this just go in the garbage too? Like it weighs on me. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. And I still had, just over 24 hours out in nature. So yeah, I'm still thankful that I went. And it was cool to experience that, snow so early in the year. The other thing I wanted to mention is that, so my backpack was really heavy, 43 pounds, around 18 kilos. So that is way too heavy for my frame. That's about 40% of my body weight. And I just wanted to state for the record that even though, so I did that this weekend knowing it was an extremely short hike. I would never pack a bag like that for a multi-day through hike, never. I learned my lesson the first time, like I said, back in 2019 on the Ozark Highlands Trail. My bag was 42 pounds and it caused me to not be able to finish the trail. Plus I just, I worry about like compressing my spine and causing myself back problems, knee problems, whatever. Yes, not smart or good for you to carry a super heavy backpack. Yes, personally, I do sort of push the extreme of what I can carry. But yeah, carrying a lighter backpack is better for your body. And the other thing I wanted to mention, that might be it. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. And yeah, I think, oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. You know, I love winter hiking. I could go out there in really extreme cold and hike all day. I'm either not there yet or may never be that hardcore winter camper. You know, I do like to push my boundaries, but it's also, it's also not, it's also good to know your limits and to respect your personal limits. Like, not everyone is going to be able to do everything or feel comfortable doing everything. So I do like to push myself past my comfort level. As of right, and winter hiking is new to me in the past few years, ever since reading that saying that I mentioned earlier in this video. The Norwegian saying, no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. So I will continue to push my boundaries, but I'm not at the point where I'm doing multi-day camping trips in the cold weather, in the snow, perhaps one day. Anywho, that is it for this video. Again, I will be having my very first live stream to celebrate 4 years of this channel, either the evening of November 7th or November 9th. I will let everyone know shortly. And yeah, that is about it. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, like, and subscribe. Keep my retirement dream alive of doing adventures in nature full-time when I retire in April of 2034. See you in the next video. Oops, one more thing. So with regards to the Ocoopa hand warmer, I would say 2 thumbs up for, yeah, a nice intense heat. Like I said, I just found it comforting to hold on to. It was really nice. It even helped to dry my sleeping bag a bit, but obviously if my sleeping bag was sopping wet, that wouldn't be a practical way to dry it. The only downfall I would say is that it is a bit heavy, and I don't think it would make the cut for a multi-day backpacking trip where every bit of weight, every ounce of weight is precious. So, but on a shorter trip, where you can afford some extra items, yeah, I would definitely take it. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. All right, bye.